Welcome back to Poolside Games. So we have a really cool video today. I am going to be talking about a couple of games that from last year, so 2022, that I really liked. So we're going to be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I really like both these games. There's a collection that has a lot of games on it. We're going to be going through all those. Then we're going to be talking about the Shredder's Revenge game that came out last year, which I have played through probably 5 or 10 times now. I've played through with most characters. I've played through it all by myself, but I've also played through it 2-player, 3-player, and 4-player, all on couch co-op, and I can't say enough about it. So here we go. I hope you enjoy this. I've called the video Turtles Mania because there are 14 games here to be going over, so I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so as I said, we are going to start off with the Cowabunga collection here. There are 13 games in this collection. There is so much extra stuff too, though. We'll be going through everything that's here. As you can see, we got games. You can go online and play. Turtles Lair options. We'll be going into Turtles Lair. I'll show you what's in here. There's actually a lot of extra features in this collection. It's really cool. So you can go in and you can see the boxes and the box art for all the different games, both the English or the American released games and the Japanese released games. You can see Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project, and then here was Turtles 2. It was Turtles 2 in Japan. But yeah, so you can see all the box art for everything. I'm just flipping through it pretty quick here. So that's cool. Manuals for everything. You can go through and look at all the different manuals. Ads and catalogs has a whole bunch of just like print material, like ads and everything for the different games. Different features about different games and stuff that were coming out. Comic books, this just has different covers and everything from different comics, pictures from the comics, so all kinds of stuff in here. Animated shows, season 1, it shows pictures from the first season of the show. Now this is the original show, but as you can see, all 10 seasons are here. You can kind of go through. And then there are all of the different shows since then. But yeah, you can go into them, look at the different seasons, and just see different pictures from the seasons, kind of what the show was and what it looked like. All kinds of behind the scenes stuff about the different games, design, art, layouts. Anyway, so much stuff on here. Like I said, you can go through different music for all the different games, and you can go through and play them. This is from Radical Rescue, which is the Game Boy. But strategy guide, this goes through just different tips for each different game. You can also look at the strategy guide from the game itself. But that is Turtles Lair. There is so much extra stuff on this collection. But now let's get into the games. Okay, so I'm going to go through and just show them to you first. Then we'll go through and actually show you a little bit of each game. But there are 2 arcade versions on here, which you can play up to 4-player on both of these. And there is the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the second one, which was Turtles in Time, was the second one. Both of these games are a lot of fun, and as I said, faithful reproductions of the arcade game here with up to 4-player available. Super Nintendo. So Super Nintendo has the Super Nintendo version of Turtles in Time and Tournament Fighters. Then for the Genesis, we have Hyperstone Heist, and the Genesis version of Tournament Fighters. There are 3 versions of Tournament Fighters on this collection. So for the Nintendo, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles 2, the arcade game, and Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project. And then Tournament Fighters for the NES. Then the 3 Game Boy games, we got Fall of the Foot Clan, Turtles 2, Back from the Sewers, and 3 Radical Rescue. So yeah, 13 games. As I said, the arcade versions are up to 4 player. You can play Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo, Hyperstone Heist. Turtles 2 and Turtles 3 are all up to 2 player games, so you can play those all 2 player. Now, beyond that, there is a bunch of enhancements you can go to in some of the games. You'll see you can like remove slowdown and screen flicker. You can also use extra lives, turn on God mode if you want to go through without taking any damage. So there's quite a few different things, and different games have different things that they offer. So let's go through really quick and just start looking at some of the games. So here's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original arcade game. And as you can see, you can turn your lives up, you can change the difficulty before you get into the game. We'll go ahead and just start it. Now, I loved this game growing up. I used to play it in the arcade. It was so much fun, especially having 4 people playing. Okay, so we're just gonna start it here. But I did like playing this on the collection. I've actually played through it a couple of times with up to 4 people, and it looks great. It's just like the arcade. So other things you can do is you can come in and you can change the screen. So I have it set to original. But if you want it to fill your nice new widescreen TV, you can set it to wide and it'll fill the whole screen. But as you can see, this is just the original arcade game. This is a lot of fun. I really like this game as well as having good memories of it. Oh no, he got me. Okay, so this is Turtles Arcade. Okay, so oh, you can change the border. I guess I'll show you this too. So if you go to original and then you can see the background, you can change that and turn it off if you like, so it's just black. So okay, so moving on. Turtles 2.
Let's kick shell! Let's kick shell! Let's kick shell!
Oh, every time I hit the start button, it's giving me a continue, so here's the second one, and you're not going to see a whole lot of the games because I'm not going to spend that much time playing any of them. But again, this is a lot of fun. I really like this. I played this some in the arcade, but not nearly as much as the first one. But it was a lot of fun going through and playing this on this collection. Again, I played through it 2-player. I don't know that I played this one all the way through 4-player. But all of the multiplayer games, I did go through all of them at least with 2 people. So this collection is great for couch co-op. I really liked a lot of the games and what the games offered.
Prepare to die.
I know. Alright, well, you've seen it, and there it is. Okay, so here you can see Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo, which is actually, I thought this was a pretty good translation. It's not exactly like the arcade, but it was still a great game. Still, I liked it as well as the arcade. It's just a little different. So both games were really good though. I can see why some people think this is like the best Turtles game ever. So here it is. Great looking game still on the Super Nintendo. I would go through and kind of rank the games and say what I thought of them, more like I did with the Pac-Man collection, except there's not a game here that I don't like and thought wasn't that great. All of these games are great. And I know I've done it a couple times, but it's always fun when you're able to throw one of the grab one of the foot soldiers and throw them toward the screen. Like that. So much fun. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time on any one of these games. I just kind of want to go through and let you see all of them. So here's Tournament Fighters on the Super Nintendo. Between the Super Nintendo and the Genesis version, this one is, I think, a little better looking. But they do not play exactly the same though. All of these games are a little different on the respective systems. It is not the exact same game on each one. So it was fun because I didn't play these games that much when they were out. So it was pretty fun going through and trying to play them and get used to them and the different versions and the different how all of them were a little bit different. And I'm gonna completely lose here. Starting off, these games were pretty difficult. I found I died a bunch when I first started trying to get used to it. Oh, there I go. I died again. Again. As I was saying, I died a bunch while playing these, so. But they are all just fighting games, which fighting games were all the rage in the 90s. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. So it made sense that they put out a Turtles fighting game. So there we go. That was Tournament Fighters for the Super Nintendo. Hyperstone Heist for the Genesis. I haven't played as Donatello yet. Okay, so I really like Hyperstone Heist. If I had one thing I'd say about it, is it does seem like the levels are really long. Like, it felt like going through and playing it, some of the levels was like, this level is going on forever. And it wasn't like the game needed to be longer, just like the levels were oddly long. They just kept going and kept going, so. Now, I did like the game. That was my only comment about it that seemed, I don't know, something of note is that the levels do seem to take a long time to get through. And I tell you, you're gonna look at these games and be like, ah, it's basically the same game. It might feel that way. There are different boss fights and different things going on. I had a lot of fun playing every single one of these games, but in the clips you're gonna see, they do look similar, I will admit. But again, if you have a chance to play with a friend or something, do so. And you can always play online if you can't have your friend over to your house. Oh no, he's got me. Oh my gosh. There we go. Alright, well. Oh, I haven't shown you that yet. I guess I'll show you. So, some of the things that the game features is that if you go to options, you can save. So you can save at any point and go back to help you get through. Also, there is a rewind, so you can rewind it. If you take too much damage and you want to go back, you can rewind and then go forward. So helps you out on some of these more difficult games to try to get through. A couple of little things like that. So rewind and save are two features that the games offer. So just thought I'd show you that. Okay, so here's Tournament Fighters for the Genesis. And you can see it's a very different looking game. Level select's different. The way the characters look is a little different. Man. Wow, that was fast. I died quick. Yee. Anyway, here you go. You can see that it looked like it does. It looks different. It's still a good looking game. I just thought the Super Nintendo looked a little smoother. And these games can be tough, I'll say. I had the hardest time. I did go through and beat all the games in the collection. And the hardest ones were trying to get through these. Jeez, that was embarrassing. I'm done with that. Okay. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. I played this so much when I was younger. And trying to get back into it, I was like, this game is so much harder than I remember. I did eventually beat it. It just took a while to get used to playing it again. Classic NES game, but yeah, it's a little rough to go back to, and it's tough. I mean, it really, I think the reason I beat it was because, again, I could rewind and I could save at any point I wanted. I don't know. I think I'd have a really hard time, even though I was able to beat it as a kid, if I had to go through without any special things right now. So there we go, beat that guy. But if you haven't played this game before, it's interesting. You go through, if someone dies, they get captured and then you move on to someone else. But if you lose all of the turtles, it's game over. I know I'm gonna get run over. So see, so he got caught and you move on. You pick someone else. Hopefully you don't get run over again. And there are 5 levels, and some of them are rather long, so there is a lot to this game. It is actually a rather long game, and like I said, I think I beat it when I was a kid, but going back now, I was like, sheesh, this game is pretty tough. But still, like I said, classic. Oh, here we go. Bebop and Rocksteady. And there goes April. So there you go, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. Oh. Okay, quit. Okay, so Turtles 2 is just like the arcade game from the arcade. Obviously. So it's from the first arcade game, not Turtles in Time, but the first arcade game. And this is just it on the NES. So unlike where you could see Turtles in Time, the arcade and the Super Nintendo version was very similar. This is definitely, though great gameplay still, the graphics on this are definitely, you know, scaled down from the arcade version, and it only supported 2-player. But still a lot of fun. I remember playing this growing up on my NES, and it was really cool to be able to play the arcade game at home. So even though I like the arcade game more, this was still a great game, and yep, have fond memories of this one too. Played a lot of the Turtles game. Ah. Alright. So Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project. I didn't play till I was older, actually. And it's now, of the Turtles games, the hardest one to find, the more expensive game on the NES. And I thought this game was really cool when I actually had a chance to play it. Like I said, I didn't play it when I was growing up. But I like the first level, how it starts off. You start off at, like, you're on a holiday at the beach. And so the first level is this really cool beach level, which I liked. I am doing awful. But again, up to 2 players on this one. And the first level is on the beach. Then the second level is like a surfing level where you surf back to New York. So, as I said, you could get to all the strategy guides from the games. So if you go to the pause menu, you can actually go to the strategy guide and it'll bring up the strategy guide for that game. So sometimes there's just tips or how to get by things or different things you can do, codes you can use for each of the games. But okay, so really quick, going back to the first Turtles game. If you go to the strategy guide for the first Turtles game, there's something in here that is so helpful. It's actually maps of all the different levels and where to go and how to get places. And I'll tell you, these maps made this game so much easier to play. Yeah, so if you ever play it, these maps are really helpful on where to go and what to do. So that was the most helpful strategy guide of any game. So I just thought I would point that out. Okay, so that was all the NES games. Oh no, we haven't done Tournament Fighters on the NES. This one definitely is the other two were both, this is definitely the most watered down, obviously, since this is for the the NES as opposed to the Super Nintendo or the Genesis. And in graphics, you can tell. It was okay. There's no weapons or anything really in this one. Oh man. So you can pick up this ball thing, and then you can throw it. If I don't mess up trying it. Oh! I'm gonna win! Yep, there we go. So here we go. Tournament Fighters on the NES. It was okay to play through. I mean, I didn't mind the gameplay, but it definitely did not look as good as the other ones, you know, being on the NES. But it actually ended up being an okay game. So there we go. Okay, so 3 more, all the Game Boy versions. So I have Follow the Foot Clan and Back from the Sewers on my Game Boy. So I was a fan of both these games. I really liked them. I've played through them before. But Radical Rescue I had never played until I got this collection. It is definitely a harder to find NES game, or, you know, Game Boy game, not NES, sorry. Harder to find Game Boy game, and definitely far more expensive than the other ones, which are only like 10 or 15 bucks to pick up. But here you are. So I actually really like these games. They're some of my favorite Game Boy games. And here it is. I don't know. It's plays a lot like the It's a brawler, it's just more, it's two-dimensional. There's not a level you can move up and down on the playfield most of the game. Sometimes there is. But this game is a lot of fun and something you can just sit down, play, get through. So, that was Fall of the Foot Clan. Here's back from the sewers. And they actually do play very similar to like some of the NES games and stuff. And I know it looks rather simplistic, but I always had a lot of fun playing these. Oh no! But there you go. So this is back from the sewers. So you can see this is very similar to Fall of the Foot Clan and the way it plays and controls. Oh no, I just let that guy walk right into me. But Radical Rescue was a very different game. So as I said, I played the other ones, but I hadn't played this one, so it was kind of cool to be able to play this on the collection. And so in this one, you start off as Michelangelo, and it's just Michelangelo. Everyone else has been kidnapped and taken by Shredder, and you have to go rescue everybody. And but this is a very different style game. This is more of a like platforming adventure game than like a brawler game. So you can see here's a map, and you got to go around the different dark squares or like important things, and everyone you get has a special power, so you can get to other parts of the map by using their powers. So Michelangelo can hover with his nunchuck. Leonardo can like dig down through material. But yeah, you got to go through the game, try to find everybody. As you find different turtles, you can get into new areas and access new areas. So this was a very different style game than the other ones, like I said. It was a lot of fun though. I really enjoyed being able to play it on this collection. And yeah, this was another one where I was glad I had a save point, because there were points of this game that could definitely be challenging. This isn't challenging, I'm just not doing very well. Oh, I died already. That was just embarrassing. I got 2 feet in. Anyway. So that was it. That was all 13 games on the Cowabunga collection. And we have one more game to go over. And that would be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. So this game came out earlier this year, or last year, came out in 2022. Like around June. And this game is fantastic. It was definitely made by fans of the original game. We're going to go through and look at this. There is so much to this game though. You absolutely need to play it. And here I'm letting it go back to the main menu because I'm talking too much. The opening is awesome. We're not going to watch it here, but so I'll continue. But as you can see, you start off, you can play as the 4 turtles, of course, but you can also play as April and Splinter. So starting off, you have 6 playable characters, and after you go through and beat the game, you unlock Casey Jones, giving you a 7th playable character.
Turtles, let's get our shells and gear.
So you can play up to 4 player on the console local, and up to 6 players online. And I have played through this game several times as 3 to 4 people, and it doesn't really get old. There is so much going on. So as you can see, there's collectibles in every level, and there's challenges. So I've done 2 of the 3 challenges. I've collected everything, but we'll go through level 1.
Breaking news.
And this game just looks fantastic. It is definitely, like, it looks like the old ones, but like I said, they took everything about the originals. This is obviously such fans of the originals. So much is captured here. Like being able to throw a guy at the screen. Okay, so up top you can see points. I have 5 lives. My health, and you can see there's a 3 with a little power bar next to it. That is your special move. So as you attack guys, your special power goes up, and then you can use your special attack. So everyone has a different special attack. Leonardo's, there it is. It's a real quick spin, and it hits everything around him. So you can see all the Foot Clan typing in the background. They're holding with the cartoon theme, where obviously this is based on like the cartoon and everything, and where the Foot Clan are robots, so that you can see the robots and they blow up when you defeat them. So there's no one in here right now, but normally when you play the game, you open this and you find different secret characters, and as you find characters, they'll say they're looking for something. And those are the collectibles. So you have to go through the levels and try to find the collectibles that they're looking for. So, like I said, there's a lot going on in this game. You can dodge, hit the camera and hit other people. I think my favorite special attack is Casey. His is incredibly powerful. So you can see 95 hits. There's a hit counter. And every time you hit something, it goes up. You want to try to keep it going there. I got hit, so it went from 100 to 0. But yeah, try to keep that going as long as you can. You can also taunt.
Deep breath, go!
And that'll give you a bar on your special meter. And everyone's taunt is different, so they're all a lot of fun to see and see what's going on. Everyone fights very different and has different skills. Yeah, it was really fun being able to play and seeing that they added April and Splinter as playable characters. Like the arcade games and the other games, the different colored Foot Clan do different things. The purple guys are just normal. Green and blue have swords. Oh, you can do a flip, like a void attack, a void move, and then you can add that in with an attack. So you can like jump back and then add an attack onto it, which is a powerful attack. You can hold the attack button down and let it build up to a strong attack. So there are so many different things you can do. I know I keep saying that, but it really is cool, all that's in this game. And here's the first boss, Bebop. There we go. So yeah, this was probably my favorite game that came out last year. I had so much fun playing this game. Like I said, I got it when it came out back at the beginning of the summer of 22, and I think we played through it probably 5 different times. So some other things about the game that you can do that I really liked is you can put it on, let me see, let me go back.
Select your hero.
So when you first start, and this is too far in, but you can play on arcade or just the regular game. So in the regular game, you have 5 lives on each level. In arcade, you have 5 lives, and you have to go through the entire game in one go. But you can still do it, change the difficulty even on arcade mode. So there was still that sense of being able to try to go through it all in one go, or different, go through it just level by level. So I liked that. I enjoyed that there was more of a challenge. There were a lot of things you could do. If you're not great at brawlers, it's still easy to go through this. You could put it on easy, go through it on just the normal game, and you have like 3 to 5 lives. I think it's 3 when you start, and you get more lives as you level everybody up. So you start at 0, and as you play more and more, you eventually get up to level 10. So everyone gets to level 10. And as you're going, you get more moves. You get new things that you unlock. So, and here's one of the characters you get. And he was looking for 3 classic headlines. So you have to find newspapers for him. So that's just one of the collectibles. Here's Irma. She was looking for, I think it's like diaries. So there's just different things you're looking for. And if you know the show, there's so many characters here from the show. I keep saying a lot, sorry. So we're going to start episode 2 here. If you notice, it's called Big Apple 3 p.m., which is a throwback to Turtles in Time, because the first level of Turtles in Time is Big Apple 3 a.m. And there they go, stealing the tire off the turtle van. Okay, so here's Casey Jones, as I said. The great thing about Casey is going through, he will actually change how he looks. So you can see his normal look. But when you like power up, he does it looks like he has a golf club. So there was a power pizza. Here's his power up attack. See, he gets a golf hat and uses a golf club. There's a jump power attack where he looks like he's slamming and he turns into a basketball player. So all of his moves were definitely based on different sports and everything. Like I said, his special attack is really powerful. So it looks like Leo's, but it lasts a lot longer. It is really cool. Donatello's also does that. So watch the yellow guys. They will throw, I don't know what they are, like tire irons or something at you. but they will actually go out and come back, so they can hit you when they're going out or when they're coming back, so be careful for that. But 16 levels to be played in this game, and absolutely go through it. So I spent a lot of time going through the other game. So I'm going through this one not as quick, but as you can see when you start, there's story, which I went right into. There's arcade, which is what I talked about. It lets you go through the entire thing. Trophies, there's all kinds of stuff you can go through and try to unlock. A lot of it is just for finishing, you know, different modes and everything. So different things you can try to go through, unlock. I have a lot of it. A few things I haven't done. Let's see here. Arcade, I didn't finish arcade on the hardest difficulty. I played through the game on hard, but I haven't finished arcade in hard yet. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this game. I absolutely loved it. So give it a try. So much fun. I can't suggest the couch co-op enough. If you have a chance to play it. So see, if you start a new game, you can keep powers or restart powers. We'll just keep powers for now, and then you can choose your difficulty settings. So if you're a newer player, you want not such a bad challenge, or you have younger kids in the house, you just want to play through on the chill level just to get through. But then it walks you through and tells you how to play. And you can go to how to play in the options and see all this, but it goes through and tells you exactly how to play, which is great. Even though, oh, I know how to play, I've done this stuff before. There is some stuff you might pick up in here. So like this adds a backflip, so you can do the backflip and then an attack. There's also, as you get further, rising attacks, heavy swings. But it shows you how to, when you grab an enemy, every different direction does something different. There's a slide attack. And I know I'm skipping through this stuff pretty quick, but you can, if you hit L1 while someone's down, you can give them pizza and revive them, or you can help by giving them health, as it showed. So a lot to do. Here's where I was talking about the taunt. And so yeah, go through, learn how to play. So much in here.
Select your hero.
Alright, well, I guess I've shown you that. This is Shredder's Revenge. Like I said, I thought this game was awesome. Everyone's a little different. Everybody plays a little different. And yeah, like I said, there's so much to do. A lot of fun to be had here. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed talking about all the Turtles games on the Turtles collection and Shredder's Revenge here. Both of these games, the collection and this, are excellent and should be played. So yeah, can't suggest it enough. I hope you guys have enjoyed us going through all the games. As always, thank you for watching.